Hey friends, welcome to practice today that is going to be all things splits. So we'll work into some half split, some standing split with the opportunity to build into full splits. You certainly don't have to go there. There will be some different variations that you can work into, but just a fun class to open up into the hips, the hamstrings, with the opportunity for some splits should you so desire to go there. I do recommend having a couple blocks nearby or something that resembles a block if you don't have blocks at home. A blanket could also be handy for this practice if you have a blanket or a pillow nearby that you want to bring into this practice. And we are going to start in a supported bridge. So if you've got a block, or again something that resembles a block, coming down to your back, bring your block underneath your sacrum or your tailbone. And know that you could also do this with your hips rooted to the ground if that just works a little bit better for you today. And that block can be on whatever height you'd like. So that could be lowest setting, it could be middle setting, whatever works for you. But keeping low back suspended off of the block, we're resting that bone across your back onto the block. And then any little movements, any little wiggles, maybe you kind of heel toe into the feet, wiggle the toes. And start to land in stillness in your supported bridge shape. Closing the eyes, or maybe you find a soft gaze. And just a few moments to really land here into your body, into your practice. Landing in your space. And start to take really slow breaths in and out through the nose. And with each inhale, breathing down into your belly, feeling that expansion that happens in the low belly and in the low ribs. And with each exhale, that subtle collapse as the breath empties. Keeping your chest and your neck, the muscles there really passive. Keeping relaxation in the upper body. Keeping that breath low here. And the breath as an opportunity to land in your practice and in your body. Take another round. At the end of your exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. You could either interlace around the shin or behind the thigh and extend your left leg long. And if you need to adjust whatever height your block or prop is on at this point, you are welcome to. And really think of extending through the left leg here, but then keeping the foot, the leg heavy and relaxed. Each exhale is an opportunity to soften even more across the front of the left hip. And just that subtle hug of the right knee in. So you're not forcing anything here, but allowing the body to find a little bit more relaxation into the shape with each breath. You could stay exactly as you are, or option to start to straighten through the right leg. So you're bringing a little extra length into the hamstring, and you might grab behind the thigh, maybe up to the calf or the ankle, whatever you can reach here, whatever feels comfortable, but keeping your upper back fairly relaxed and heavy. We're just bringing a little extra length into that right leg. But again, you're welcome to keep the knee bent if you prefer. And we'll take one more breath on this side. Extend the right leg long as you hug your left knee into your chest. And again, you could wrap around the shin, behind the thigh, whatever works. Lengthening through the right leg, but then keeping the foot heavy against the ground. The leg is relaxed, soft, heavy. And again, each exhale is an opportunity to find a little bit more space here. Relaxing even deeper into the shape. And again, you can stay as you are with a bent left knee, or option to start to straighten through the left leg, bringing a little extra length into the left leg, into the hamstring. Again, you could reach for whatever feels comfortable, but can you keep the upper back fairly relaxed here? Taking one more breath. And then extending left leg long to meet the right. Take your arms up overhead. So you're in this kind of banana-esque shape here. And if this feels like too much in the low back, you can bend your knees, return to a supported bridge shape. Otherwise, you're just kind of hanging out like this banana. Finding length all across the front line of the body. Take one more full breath. Re-bend the knees if you're not already there. Drive into your feet just so you can set that block or lift that block out from underneath you. And then push that off to the side, hug your knees into your chest, and start to find a small rock side to side, massaging into your low back, your tailbone. You might draw some circles through the knees or through the hips. They could go in the same direction or in opposing directions. Take one more breath. Coming into stillness, plant your feet a little bit wider than the hips. Cactus your arms open, or you could take them up overhead, off to a T, really whatever you prefer. And then start to windshield wiper the legs. So dropping both knees to one side, up through center and over to the second side. Just taking a couple of these to get the hips into a different orientation. And go one more each way. Hug your knees back into your chest, and then this time start to rock and roll up and down the length of the spine. So rounding through your back, getting this sensation all across the vertebra. You could wrap behind the thighs, around the shins, or you might extend the arms forward, a little extra fire in the abs. Take one more, and at the top of that last one, cross one ankle in front of the other. Roll over the shins, finding your way into a tabletop position. Your blocks can kind of just hang off toward the side of your mat on either side if you've got multiple blocks here. As you land in your tabletop, start to just wiggle around. That might be some cat-cow, some barrel rolls. As always, I just encourage you to move into whatever feels good here, whatever the body's craving, asking for. And take one more round of breath. Coming back into stillness. Extend your right leg long behind you, but set your foot onto the ground. So you're tucking onto your toes and you're kind of driving into the ball of your foot. And then rock forward and backwards. So you're bringing just a little extra sensation into the calf and to the ankle as you rock the hips back. You might get some sensation in the wrist here, a little bit of wrist circles. And then come back into stillness where your shoulders and your wrists are stacked. Hug the ribs, the belly button in, and start to float your right heel up, or your right toes up, rather, from the ground. Bend your knee, curl your heel towards your glute. Take an inhale. Can you kick the heel a little bit higher? You might even start to find some extension at the thoracic spine. With your exhale, pull your knee to your nose, round through your back, hugging your knee in toward the ribs. Inhale, kick your heel up, opening up through the chest, the shoulders slightly. Exhale, pull your knee to your nose, rounding through the back. One more time, inhale, kick the heel up. Exhale, pulling your knee into your chest. Extend your leg long behind you and then cross it off the left side of your mat. Look over your left shoulder. So finding a little extra length down the right side of the body as you look over the left side. You might rock forward and backward a couple times. Take one more breath. And then coming back into our tabletop position. Extend your left leg long behind you. Tuck onto the toes. You're driving into the ball of your foot. Start to rock the hips forward and backwards. So again, that little extra sensation into the calf, maybe even to the hamstring, ankle, into the wrists a little bit. And then restack wrists and shoulders. Start to float the left foot up away from the ground. Curl your heel towards your glute. Lift your heel up, a little bit of spinal extension at the thoracic spine here. With your exhale, pull your knee to your nose, round through your back, pushing the ground away. Inhale to kick the heel, pull the chest through the collarbones. Exhale to round through the spine, hugging the knee toward the ribs. One more time, inhale, kick the heel high. Exhale, really contracting through the abs. Extend your leg long behind you. Cross it off the right side of your mat. Look over your right shoulder. You could hang out here, you might again find some rocks forward and backward. Coming back into our tabletop position. Tuck onto all 10 toes, spread your fingertips wide, find your way into your first down dog of practice. Hips lift up, and as you land in your down dog, any movements here that you'd like. Maybe you pedal the feet a couple times. Maybe you sway the head a couple of times. Coming back into stillness, step the feet a little bit wider. They might come as wide as your mat. And then walk the hands back to your feet. So you're in this kind of wider stance, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows. You might sway side to side. Maybe you bounce up and down. Feeling a little extra length through the back of the legs, but keeping the head, the neck relaxed. Coming back into stillness, release the fingertips down. Malasana, dropping the hips, pull the chest through. Palms might meet in front of your chest, so you could keep the hands down. Just a moment to kind of open up the hips here. Think of driving the knees out. You could do this actively or a little bit more passively assisted with the elbows here. You might kind of rock side to side, or maybe you just hang out in stillness. Take one more breath. Coming back through center, folding forward, walk the feet in so they're about hip width distance. And then walk out into your down dog. Take a breath into your down dog, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Traveling to the top of your mat however you want to get there. Lift the spine up halfway, nice flat back. Fold forward, release the head and the neck. Lead with your chest, sweep your arms up high, mountain, rooting into the feet. With your exhale, hinge from the hips, fold right back down. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, step or float to your plank. We'll meet back in down dog through whatever kind of vinyasa you want to take. Maybe you're ready for a float back. Maybe you step back. Maybe you add on a crow. Whatever works for you. Meeting back in down dog. Take a breath in to lift up onto the balls of your feet. Traveling to the top of your mat. However you want to land. Halfway lift. Fold. Leading with your chest, push your feet down to reach the arms up high. With your exhale, again, hinge from your hips, fold right back down. Halfway lift to lengthen. Plant the palms, step or float, again, your vinyasa. We meet back in down dog. Let's go one more of our Sunday. With an inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Traveling to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold on the exhale. Lead with your chest, sweep the arms up. Hinge from the hips, diving back down. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Meeting back in down dog again through however you want to journey your way there. Landing in our down dog, take a breath in to sweep your right leg high. Keep your knee straight, your leg straight, but start to open up the right hip, chest, and shoulder. So it might be tempting to bend the knee here because that's familiar, but keep the leg really straight. Think of length all the way from your armpit to your toes. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, pull your knee to your nose, round through your back, step your foot all the way through. Your blocks might come in handy at this point, or you can ignore them. Hands either framing your foot or up onto blocks here. Finding this kind of assisted low lunge, let the left hip descend, take a breath in. With your exhale, rock back to a half split, straightening the right leg. We'll do that a couple of times. Bending in and out of the right knee, rocking the hips back, getting a little extra length into the hamstring. Let's go 2 more times. One more time. We'll meet in that half split shape. So again, framing your front foot either on the mat or on blocks. Think of pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Rather than rounding through your spine a lot here, can you think of kind of reaching your chest toward the top of your mat? You could hang out right here. It might feel nice to kind of windshield wiper your foot. And really that's happening at your hip is where that movement is coming from. Where you're seeing the toes kind of windshield wiper side to side. Take one more breath. Bring in the foot back through stillness if you've got some movement. We got a little bit of a big transition. We're coming all the way to a staff pose. So tucking onto the left toes. Bend your right knee, plant your right foot flat. All your weight to your right foot. Pull your left knee up into your chest. Finding your staff, your balance. Think of kind of gripping the mat with the ball of your foot and your heel. And you're kind of driving into your toes here as well. Just finding this length, this lift, a lot of length through the right hip here. Now straighten through your left leg, kicking your heel forward. And then bend into your left knee, curl your heel to your glute. 2 more times, straighten through the leg. Know that the arms could always go elsewhere here as well. Last time, straightening through the leg. Keep that leg straight. Can you lift it even just a millimeter higher without arching into your back? Now, like you're moving through a warrior 3, hinge on the right hip, kick the left leg long. Bend the right knee, land onto the left toes. Warrior 2, pivot your toes, your hip open. Taking a moment to land in your warrior 2, root down into both feet. Take a breath in. Triangle pose, straightening through the right leg. Hand might find shin, ground, block, whatever works. Reverse your warrior. Bend into your right knee, reach the right arm all the way up and over. We'll flow between these a couple of times. Triangle pose, straightening through the right leg. Pull the left hip up and back. Bend into the right knee, reverse. One more time, triangle pose, finding that length through the right leg. Reverse your warrior, reach all the way up and back. Cartwheeling the palms down, plant the left hand, revolve lunge, twist the right fingertips open. You are welcome to stay here or side plank. You're stacking right foot on top of left. Lift the hips up high, hug the ribs in, squeeze the inner thighs in. Take a breath in. Land the right palm, finding your plank, a vinyasa or skip it. We meet in down dog. It's an inhale to sweep the left leg high, keeping your knee, your leg straight. Open up your left hip, chest, shoulder. So again, you're thinking of that length all the way from your armpit to the left toes. Take another breath in. With your exhale, pull your knee to your nose, round through your back to step all the way through. Right knee softens down, hands can be to blocks or to the ground here. Letting your right hip descend, take a breath in. With the exhale, we rock to the half split, finding length through the hamstring. Inhale again, bending into the right knee. Rock the hips back. 2 more times, finding a little bit more space in the hips and in the hamstrings. On that last one, we will stay in our half split. Keep tracking left hip back, but then again, keep reaching your chest slightly forward. You can hang out here, or you might take those same windshield wipers. Take one more breath. Bringing your foot back through neutral. We're coming all the way to staff. So you're planting your left foot, bend your left knee, and then push off of the right toes to bring your right knee up to your chest. First, just taking a moment to land in our balance. Really rooted down into the left leg. You're lifting up nice and tall. Now straighten through the right leg, kick the heel forward. Bend into the right knee, curl the heel to the glute. Straighten through the leg, kick the heel forward. Bend into your knee. One more time, straighten the leg out in front of you. Hold that. Could you lift even just a millimeter higher? And then all the way to our warrior 2. So you're kind of moving through this warrior 3-like shape. You land on the ball of the right foot. Pivot your toes, your hip open, arms extending out to a T. Take a moment to really ground down. Activate your lats here, or your Michael Phelps muscles as I like to call them, rather than using your neck and shoulders to hold your arms. Take an inhale. Triangle pose, straighten your front leg, reaching shin, floor, block, whatever works. And then reverse your warrior, reaching all the way up and back. Triangle pose, lifting that right hip up and back as you straighten through the left leg. Reverse, reach up and over. One more time, just kind of flowing fluidly through these 2 shapes. Reverse. Cartwheel the hands down, plant the right palm, twist your left fingertips open, revolve lunge. Again, you're welcome to hang out in your revolve lunge, or you step your left foot on top of your right. Stacking your feet, think of kind of squeezing the inner thighs in, but then lift the hips up. Take a breath in. Meeting in our plank pose, vinyasa, or skip it. Down dog is where we head. Inhale to sweep the right leg high, opening up your hip, your chest, your shoulder, but keep your knees straight. With your exhale, pull your knee to your nose round through your back. Step your right foot all the way through. Keep the left knee lifted, this time rising up into a crescent lunge. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. And again, really drive into both feet. Take another inhale. With your exhale, half pyramid, pull your palms to meet at your chest. Straighten through the right leg as you hinge at your hips, leaning forward, like you could hook your ribs to your thighs. And then we'll move in and out of this a couple of times. So inhale back to crescent, to that half pyramid shape where it's really, really active. So you're just folding about halfway down. Back to crescent. One more time into that half pyramid, chest is parallel-ish to the floor. Keep tracking right hip back, left hip forward, feeling that length into the right hamstring. Take one more breath. Meeting in staff pose, bend your right knee to shift the weight forward, pull the left knee all the way up into the chest. Now, if available, can you wrap your hands around the left foot? This might not quite feel accessible. You can go underneath the thigh if that's the case. Otherwise, you're wrapping the hands around the bottom of the left foot and then straighten through the left leg as you fold your chest. I almost went down. As you fold your chest over your thigh. So you're kind of bringing your forehead toward your shin. Keeping that length in the right leg. Take one more breath. Can you keep the left leg lifted but come up into your staff pose? So now you're standing nice and tall. Into a warrior three for real this time. Kick your left heel back. So now we're pausing in between our staff and our warrior two. Lift your right hip up, left hip down. So hips are nice and level here. Palms can be at your chest. You might extend them forward. Whatever feels good to you. Take one more breath. To our warrior two, landing onto the left foot. Pivot the toes, the hip open. Triangle pose, straightening the front leg. Reaching shin, block, floor. Reverse your warrior, reach up and back. One more time, triangle pose. Reverse. Pivoting to a goddess this time, pull your left heel in, left toes out, both knees bend, and you're sinking into this kind of open squat shape. Now take your hands down to your thighs, but watch that your shoulders are up in your ears. Pull the shoulders back, and then dip your left shoulder, look over the right shoulder. So you're kind of pushing your left hand into your left thigh while you're driving your left knee into your hand. Feeling a little bit more opening into the hips here. Take one more breath. Coming back through center, stacking shoulders on top of hips. Wide forward fold, turn the feet parallel, folding your forehead all the way down toward the mat. Lift your spine up halfway. Crawling to the top of the mat, bend your right knee, plant your left hand, revolve lunge, right fingertips twist open. Again, you can stay here or side plank, but this time can you hover the right leg above the left leg? You might even work that leg up really, really high here, finding a little extra lift through that right leg, but watch that you didn't collapse into your side body. Take another inhale. To your plank, we meet back in down dog. Landing in down dog, it's an inhale to lift the left leg high, keeping the knee, the leg straight, open up the hip, the chest, the shoulder. Knee to your nose around through your back. Step the left foot all the way through. Keep the right knee lifted this time, coming up into your crescent lunge. A subtle pull of the left hip back, right hip forward. Take another inhale. Into that half pyramid, leaning your chest forward as if you could hook your ribs to your thighs. Palms meet at your chest. We'll move in and out of those a couple of times. Crescent. To that half pyramid where you're really, really active. One more time. Meeting in that pyramid shape where your chest is parallel to the floor. Keep pulling left hip back, right hip forward. Take one more breath. All the way to staff. Bend your left knee to shift the weight forward, pulling your right knee up into your chest. Now again, you can interlace underneath the thigh if that feels a little bit more accessible. Otherwise, you're wrapping your hands around the bottom of the right foot, and then you extend the right leg out in front of you as you kind of fold your forehead in towards your shin, your knee,
Keeping length through the left leg, take one more breath. Can you keep the right leg lifted? Start to stack shoulders on top of hips. Warrior 3, hinging at the left hip. Extend the right heel long behind you. Left hip lifts up, right hip pulls down. Take one more breath. Warrior 2, pivot your right toes, your right hip open. Triangle pose, straighten through the left leg, tipping upper body forward. Reverse your warrior. Triangle pose. Reverse your warrior. Coming into our goddess, so now you're gonna pull right heel in, right toes out. Knees are opening off to the side, but you're not sticking your butt way out, a subtle tuck of the tailbone. Hands come to your thighs. Dip your right shoulder, this time look over your left shoulder. So you're actively driving the knees away from you, but again, you've got that slight tuck of the tailbone. A little bit of rotation in the spine. Take one more breath. Coming back through center. Wide forward fold, turn the feet parallel, folding the forehead down. Lift the spine up halfway. Crawling to the top of the mat. Plant your right hand, twist your left fingertips open. Stay here, take it to your side plank, but this time your option is to hover your left leg. It could be any amount. That might be like just a little inch, or maybe you're lifting that left leg really high, so you're in this kind of star shape. Take an inhale. To your plank. We meet back in down dog. Take an inhale to sweep the right leg high. This time, bend your knee as you open up your hip. You can hang out right here, or wild thing. You're shifting left shoulder on top of the wrist as you land the right foot off the left edge of your mat. Right knee bent, left leg straight. Take an inhale. Plant your palm, pull your right knee to your nose to step all the way through. Coming up to your crescent with your breath in. So that active pyramid where we're folding about halfway down, chest is parallel. All the way up to staff. Bend your right knee to shift the weight forward. Now, if available, wrap your peace fingers around your big toe, so left hand to left foot, and then you extend the leg long out in front of you. This time you're staying a little bit more upright. If available, can you open that hip off to the side? One more breath. Pulling your left foot back in line with the chest, reaching the arms up. To a standing split this time, you fold over your right shin, and rather than opening up your left hip and kind of dumping all your weight into your right hip, pull your left hip down, right hip up higher. So it's less about how high the left leg is, a little bit more about keeping the hips squared off, and then you're folding your forehead over your shin. And you might have blocks here. Those might be handy at this point. Or you might have hands to the ground. If you want a little balance challenge, you could play with one or both hands, wrapping around the right leg, shin, ankle. One more breath. We're meeting all the way in our goddess. So land your left toes, bend the right knee, and then pivot the left toes, the left hip open. Keep the feet as they are, but straighten through the legs. Take the arms up overhead. So you're in a star pose, but with the toes off to the side. And then bend the knees, cactus your arms. Again, straighten through the legs, arms up overhead. Bend through the knees, cactus the arms. Do that a couple more times. And you could move at this slower pace, moving with your breath, or you've got the option to kind of speed it up, making it a little bit more active, a little bit more fiery. Let's take one more round of breath. Meeting in that star pose. Turn the feet parallel, wide forward fold. Lift your spine up halfway. Crawl to the top of the mat, planting left hand, twisting right fingertips open. You can stay here. You can take any side plank variation we've already done, or option to wrap your peace fingers around your right big toe. As you come into your side plank, you're lifting the right leg up with that connection of fingers and toes. Take a breath in. To your plank, vinyasa, or skip it. Down dog is where we meet. Take a slow breath in. Slow breath out. Sweep your left leg high. Bend your knee, open up your hip. You can hang out here, or you get an option to take it to your wild thing. Shifting right shoulder on top of right wrist. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Take an inhale. We meet in that tiger crow, both hands land, pull your knee to your nose to step the left foot through. High crescent with the breath in. To that half active pyramid shape, bringing your your ribs closer to your thigh. I don't know where shin came from. All the way up to your staff pose, bend your left knee, reaching the right knee up toward your chest. If possible, right peace fingers to your right big toe, or any variation we've already done. Extending the right leg long. And know you could keep a little bit of a bend in your knee. You might be able to work it to straighter, but it doesn't have to go all the way to straight. Option to open your hip off to the side here. One more breath. Pulling your toes back to your chest, arms up. To a standing split, hinging at the left hip, folding over the left shin. And again, rather than dumping all of your weight into that left hip and opening up the right hip, pull your left hip up higher, your right hip down. So there's this subtle internal rotation of the right hip, and then you're folding over your shin. Maybe you take one or both hands to the left leg. One more breath. We meet in our goddess pose this time, so you're landing your right toes and then pivoting your heel in as you pull your palms to meet at your chest. Keep the feet as they are, but straighten through the legs, reach the arms up overhead, and then into your goddess. If the cactus feels like too much, you can come back to palms at your chest. And then we move in and out of that shape a couple of times. Again, you might go a little bit slower, or you might start to build the pace, build the intensity, whatever you prefer. Keep your feet really active, driving into the ground. We'll take one more breath. Meeting back in our star shape. Turn the feet parallel, wide forward fold. Take a breath in. Breath out. Pivoting to your low lunge, plant your right hand. The left fingertips twist open. Option this time to wrap your peace fingers to your left big toe. Coming into your side plank with that assist, well, I shouldn't say assist, but with that engagement of your hand and your foot connected. Take one more breath. We meet in a down dog, however you want to get there. Take a slow and steady breath in. Slow and steady breath out. Breathe in, sweep your right leg high. Pull your knee to your nose, step your right foot all the way through. Drop your left knee down. First, we're gonna rock to our half split. So you're straightening through the right leg. And then you might have all of your props nearby as well, have the opportunity to work into your full split at this point. This might be where you're hanging out today. You might be able to work that left knee a little bit further behind you. Maybe you're in a little bit of a deeper expression of your half split. And you might take several breaths to start to work all the way into your full split. So maybe it's several steps to get there. You might be able to work your hip down toward the floor. Or another option is that you place a block underneath your thigh, or whatever kind of prop you have, underneath the right thigh here. So a little bit of a higher lift here, but you've got that assist to kind of drop your weight into. And just taking several breaths into whatever variation you're in. And know that you don't have to be in stillness the whole time. Again, you might use exhales as an opportunity to start to work a little bit deeper. My hamstrings are a little bit tighter, sore than usual, more sore than usual this week. So I'm definitely easing my way into the splits today, but know that there's no rush. Take your time. And if you've got your blanket nearby, that might be something that you could use in place of a block here if you want to come even lower, but you still want the assist underneath the right thigh. And we'll take 2 more breaths. After your 2 rounds of breath, we're gonna make our way out of this really slow. So first, you're working that left knee back in, and then your right heel back in. So we're gonna meet back in our half split, but you're not really rushing your way there. Once you've landed in your half split, bend your right knee just to bring that into a different position, and then step back into your down dog. Step the feet a little bit wider, walk the hands back to your feet, and again, we'll drop into our malasana. Hips drop low, chest pulls through. You might kind of wiggle around. Take 1 more breath. Coming back into our forward fold, walk the feet in so they're about hip width distance. And then walk out to your down dog. We'll swap it out for side 2. Breathe in to sweep the left leg high. Stepping your left foot all the way through. Dropping your right knee down to start. And then we'll start to work into any variation here. So you might hang out in your half split. And again, you could have blocks here. And know that these blocks can be to whatever height you need them to be. You don't have to be super close to your shin here. Whatever you need to do to feel comfortable. Or you might start to slowly work your way into your splits. With or without the assist of some props. Know that side to side might feel a little bit different here. Taking your time, we'll be here again for several breaths, so not rushing that setup. Knowing that side to side might be slightly different. Take 2 more breaths. After your 2 breaths, again, there's no rush. Take your time, really easing out of your posture. So first we're making our way back into that more half split shape. And then bending into left knee, getting a little bit of a different posture for that leg. Stepping into down dog. And then again, bring the feet a little bit wider. Walk the hands back to the feet. Malasana. Maybe you wiggle around. Maybe you just hang in your forward fold. You don't even want a malasana. That's cool too. 1 more breath. Meeting back in our forward fold. And then walk the hands forward toward the top of the mat. And then walk your feet about halfway up the mat. And then drop down to your butt. Finding a straddle here, extending your legs off to the side. And this could be more of like a V shape for your straddle. You might be able to work the feet out pretty far away from each other, whatever works for you. And I definitely like to have props here. Think of kind of driving your pinky toes out, a soft bend in the knees, or sometimes what could be helpful here is like small pillows or towels underneath your knees. You're hinging at your hips to lean your chest forward, but without the toes kind of turning in. And you might bring your forearms first to blocks here, or to props, blankets, whatever you got. And we'll take our time here as well. Taking several breaths. If middle splits are in your practice, you might be able to start to work your way there. Or maybe you're just working into a little bit of a bigger straddle where your feet are further apart.
My middle splits tend to feel a little bit more accessible for me than regular splits, right and left splits, but I'm feeling pretty sore today, so I might not quite get there today. And that is just fine. Know that every day that you step on your yoga mat is a different experience. Let's take 2 more breaths. We're gonna meet all the way down onto the belly. So if you're in a wider straddle, you might be able to roll over the hips here. If your feet are in more of a V shape, you might pull the feet together and then roll over the shins. But however you wanna get there, coming down onto your belly, and then bend your knees, picking your feet up, and then just windshield wiper the feet side to side. Coming back through stillness, extend the legs long. Tent your fingertips off the edge of your mat, elbows point up. Drive into the tops of your feet and inhale, peel the chest up, Spider-Man Cobra. With your exhale, dip your left shoulder, look over the right. Inhale, come back through center. Dip right, look left. Coming back through center. And then lowering all the way back down. We're just gonna make our way onto our back at this point. So no technical way to get there. Just rolling onto the back. And as you land, hug both knees into your chest, rock side to side a couple of times. Or you might draw circles through the knees, the hips. And then come back into stillness. Stack your knees on top of your hips, ankles, and knees in one line. Open your arms off to a T, and then let both knees drop to the right, gazing over the left shoulder. Finding just a very gentle supine twist. Take one more breath. Pulling your knees back through center, and over to the second side. Both knees drop to the left, gazing over the right shoulder. One more breath. Back through center. You might move into a happy baby pose. If there is an inversion like shoulder stand or plow pose, that might feel nice. Maybe even jump something as simple as a bridge. Any last shapes or movements that your body is asking for? And of course, take your time, don't let me rush you. But whenever you have evened out, rounded out your practice with any last movements, you can start to head into your final shape of class, into your Shavasana. And before we really slip into this state of stillness, just a reminder that it doesn't make you more or less of a yogi if you can't achieve a certain posture, or I should say a certain depth of a posture. Doing the splits doesn't make you more or less of a yogi. They're all just poses to explore, an exploration on the yoga mat. And that's what I think is so special about the yoga practice, is that every practice is a journey, an opportunity to be with your body, with your breath. And there really is no destination. It's just an exploration of movements, of posture. And how you show up on your mat just exactly as yourself is all that matters. And let the thoughts start to slip away. Let the body and the mind slip into stillness. Spend several minutes here if you have the time and space for it. And as always, when you're ready to transition out of this last shape, take your time as you make your way all the way up to a seat. There's no rush. Thank you so much for joining me. It is such an honor to share this movement practice with you from wherever you are practicing from. And I'll see you again soon.